What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP daily rap video after a day of wage quitting. That's right, one more game, that's right, that can get added to the list of many wage quits in 2025. I mean, how many wage quits are we up to in games and projects this year? We must be pushing over 50. Oh my, it seems like every week our boy Phil is quitting something because, of course, low support. But let's not forget, Phil said he's very popular and everyone likes him, and the Renaissance is back. Even Phil knows that's nonsense. So let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap. By the way, it was about 9 minutes. The initial first part of it was about Oblivion, which we don't care about. Let's hear what he had to say about wage quitting Disco Elysium.
However, we got to talk about the late stream. Folks, tonight, Sunday night, was my weekly session of Disco Elysium. I have now played 7 streams of Disco Elysium, each stream being around 2 hours long, okay? Tonight was, sadly, probably the end of the playthrough. You might say, wait, what? Why? What happened? I've been saying this all along. I've been talking about this for weeks, that Disco Elysium right now is my least attended, least engaged with, and least supported playthrough. Except when I say that, I mean, it does hit the support goals, but usually it's 1 to 2 people who do big contributions, hit those goals, and allow that playthrough to continue. If you take a look at the streams, I don't even get 200 viewers total between YouTube and Kick for the streams. When you look at the on-demand videos, they barely get 300 views, if that. The playthrough has done horribly. Compared to all my other playthroughs that I've been doing, it's no lie, I'm not even kidding you. It's the lowest viewed playthrough I have ever done in the entirety of my history as a YouTuber. Why? We already talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think it's because I'm too late to the game. The game was from 2019. It's 2025. The game is insanely wordy, meaning if you're not into just constant dialogue, it's boring as dirt. It doesn't seem to be a very good streaming game. I would argue that the game is quite good for someone who wants to play it for themselves, but to actually try to make like a fun and productive stream out of it, I don't think so. I actually feel like it's a weak streaming game. Unless you're someone who's going to constantly be talking with your audience about what choices to make. But like I said, the audience kind of has disengaged. When I play this game, most of the audience who's there complain it's boring and say, don't play it. So the only reason I've really continued to play through is, number one, it is completely unique and is something that has been interesting to me. But also, there have been these people, 1 or 2 people every week who come by and support the playthrough, and we've been hitting my goals. Well, guess what? We had 8 straight streams of hitting the goals. Tonight, Disco Elysium didn't do it, not even close. We had 2 people who contributed the entire stream. Each did a $20 contribution, and it was at the very beginning. Literally, we didn't get any memberships, any subs, and outside of 1 tip and 1 super chat, no one cared about this game or contributed. Everyone said it's boring, stop playing it. So, despite the fact that we're 15 parts and probably around 16 to 17 hours into the playthrough, guys, I mean, I got to do what the audience says. I can't keep doing something when no one wants it. And that's the feedback I've now gotten. Even though we've played this for nearly 2 months on a weekly Sunday night basis, people are telling me they're bored and they don't want it anymore. And I apologize, tonight in the game, we made major progress. Tonight we had a groundbreaking breakthrough. We did the autopsy. We discovered something important and critical to the plot. We've used that in other parts. We went and talked to dock workers. We actually unlocked the drug investigation with Joyce. But no one liked it and no one supported it. So I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. It's not working as a stream. It's not working on demand. And it's not even bringing in support anymore. I think I have to move on. Unless there's some kind of a crazy miracle where someone convinces me otherwise, I don't see how I can keep it in the rotation. Particularly now that we have other major games either in the rotation now that are taking up daytime streams or other new games coming out. You know, in early May, we're likely doing another marathon. We've got Metal Eden coming out. I'm going to continue with Oblivion. I'm going to continue with Expedition 33. People want more Minecraft. People want more Blueprints. People want to return to Black Ops. You know, we got all this going on. So, sadly, I think tonight was it. Again, unless someone can convince me otherwise, it's not working in any of the criteria by which say it's popular and I should keep playing it. Okay? All right.
All right, well, I want to stop it there. I want to address that last point right there. No, Phil, it's not working based on your criterias. And that criteria, of course, is support. It's the only thing that matters with Phil. He could be getting, you know, he could be getting 10,000 live views in on the stream and getting, let's say, 10, 15,000 views on the stream, and he wouldn't care. If he doesn't hit that $150 goal on the stream, then it's a failure. Hey, come on, Phil, you know, just be honest about it. You know, you act like you care about engagement. You act like you care about the chat, you know, liking the stream and enjoying themselves and interacting. You don't give 2 shits about any of those criterias. The only thing you care about is that $150 goal, and it's only for one reason, and that's not to give the trolls a win. That's Phil's life nowadays, is doing everything he can and is possible to avoid giving the trolls a W. I think even that even supersedes the need to beg. I really think it does at this point, because the detractors are so in this man's brain that that's all he thinks about. He cares more about the detractors than his family, than his mother, than his animals, his creatures. He does. He thinks about us more in a given day than anything that really should be important to him, aka family, creatures, and so on. It's so pathetic and sad that anyone would ever live this way. And I mean, like he said, to the point of why he's wage quitting the game, the only reason is because it didn't get supported for one stream. What changed from the initial playthrough to now? I believe this was the 7th time he played the game. 6 prior iterations of the game that he played it, he had no supports. No one watched it on. No one watched the videos on demand. He barely cracked 100 views on those videos. You had 1 or 2 whales coming in every single playthrough and getting you to your $150 goal. It wasn't like support, the support was between 4, 5, 6 people. No, it was 1 or 2 whales that came in every single playthrough and got you to the $150 goal. And you were perfectly content and happy with that. You had zero issue whatsoever with that. And you continued playing the game to the point where you were playing it. This would be your 7th time. So what's the difference, Phil? The only difference, again, is that you didn't hit that $150 goal. That 1 or 2 whale did not come out to support the stream, and you got screwed. I mean, one person came in and dropped, $20? I think he ended up ultimately making $40. I think, like he said, 2 whales came in, or 2 dents came in and dropped $20 a piece, and that's all he got. That's all he got, Phil. I mean, it's just going to happen. I love how he conditioned his viewers to think that $150 is the minimum goal, right? And then he conditioned them to say, he conditioned them to think, well, if we don't hit it every stream, that's perfectly fine. Everything's okay with that. It's not a big deal, right? But then, of course, when he doesn't hit it, he has a meltdown, like he did during the Disco Elysium, right? And then now, he's trying to sneak in the whole dent streak all over again. Where he was counting. This would be my 7th time or 8th time we were hitting the goal straight. Come on, guys, we don't want to give a win to the trolls. I mean, good God, Phil, what is it, man? What is it? What is going on with you, brother? What is going on? Why? Jesus, man, you should have just, you should have just took it as an L. You should have just said, all right, well, I didn't hit it. Not a big deal. That's the reason why we formulate the goals the way we do now, where if we don't hit it every stream, it's perfectly fine. I mean, that's what he'll say, to his dance during his podcast, which is bullshit. But of course, that minute he doesn't hit it, he starts fucking screaming and wage quitting games and threatening his viewers. Dude, you just need to stop. You really need to stop. You need to either reset the dent streak again and say, hey guys, if we don't hit it consecutively, you're not getting a goal. You just rather do that, Phil, because it annoys people. Your chat was so annoyed last night when you kept bringing up the fact that you weren't going to hit the goal. People in your chat were literally saying, yeah, that's fine. I mean, isn't that why you set up the goal system the way it is, so that it's perfectly fine that we don't hit it consecutively, as long as we get to hit, say, 10 goals, so that you could do your feasting with your pig, right? Feasting with the pig. But no. I love streams like this because it exposes Pig Roach for the liar he is, and that's what he is. He's a liar. I mean, I wish he would be just more honest. I think I would tolerate his begging more if he was just honest. Like, just, Phil, if you're gonna own being an e-beggar, own it all the way and be honest about it. If you don't hit the goal and you're upset, you should say that. You should tell people you're upset and you expect people to hit that $150 goal every single stream. But of course, you can't do that because you're gonna upset the people in your stream. You're gonna have the LARPers just go after you. And you can't be that transparent, right, Phil? You could be a scumbag, but you can't expose your scumbaggery too much. And the other thing, folks, is he is worried that a big YouTuber will catch wind of what he's doing and make a video or talk about it on his podcast, just like Moist Critical did a few years ago. That's what bugs Phil a lot when bigger content creators, more popular content creators, call him out for his bullshit, because he gets embarrassed. He gets embarrassed. And you know, and just as a side note, I know people say that, you know, Phil has autism or whatever. No, he doesn't. He's just a scumbag. Saying Phil has autism is just an excuse for his poor behavior. If he had autism, he would lack the awareness to know when he's doing something inappropriate or wrong. To him, e-begging and doing what he does is perfectly fine. And the one thing I have to give Phil credit on is he knows what he's doing is scummy. He knows. That's why he modifies his behavior from time to time. When he crosses that threshold and he goes too far in his e-begging, he reels it in. He pulls it back. And he tries to calm it down for a few days. But of course, the lure of Hogan's and the call to make money in the beg is stronger. So he eventually reverts back to the scumbag he is. It's just sad. So anyway, folks, in short, well, this video wasn't that short, but in short, Disco Elysium gets sent to Ban World, yet another playthrough. And I love how he sits here and says, we had more pressing games to play. Like what, Phil? Call of Duty? Call of Duty's like 9 months old and dead. You don't play Warzone. You play multiplayer. And that's kind of dead, Phil. You're playing Minecraft? Bro, Minecraft hasn't been cool in like 15 years. Good jeez. I mean, it's an okay game. I like Minecraft, but come on now. You can't act like this is some hot new game everyone is playing, Phil. You tried to milk the movie. It didn't work out for you. And you're still playing that. And what? Oblivion? Come on, bro. How old is Oblivion? Just because it's dramatic? I mean, the remastered is nice. That's fine. But other games, bro, you're going to wage quit that fucking Expedition 33. We know you're going to wage quit that. Wait for another stream that the support is slow. That shit's going to get bounced and sent to Ban World, just like all these other games. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.